Hi, welcome to Liberty Middle School's Rising 8th Grade Parent University. This video is focusing on the 8th grade curriculum offerings along with the registration process. So let's get started. I'd like to introduce to you the LMS admin team. Mr. Shannon Brown is your principal. Mr. Ryan Foy is an assistant principal along with an athletic director. He is over transportation and logistics. Miss Allison Young is our second assistant principal. She is over student plans and services along with assessment. And hello, I am Amber Hamilton. I am the third assistant principal. I'm over curriculum and instruction along with registration. We have 3 counselors at Liberty, and their caseloads are divided by student last name. So Miss Maherg serves students A through H, Miss Lockett serves students I through L, Miss Clayton serves students M through Z. You can find all of their contact information on the Liberty Middle School website. So if you have student-specific questions that you would like to reach out to the counselor about, please feel free to email them. It is important to note that Miss Lockett is shared between Discovery Middle and Liberty Middle, so she's only with us part-time, 2.5 days a week. We have a full-time school resource officer. His office is located in the Blue Pod. His name is Officer Bullington, and we are so lucky to have him full-time every day, all week, every week. So if you see him, please make sure you say hello and introduce yourself. Other faculty members that could be of service to you, if you have an English language learner, we have 3 EL teachers at Liberty Middle, Miss Brissette, Miss Holly, and Mr. York. If your student receives special education services, Miss Sarah DeYoung is our lead in that department. You can find all of these teachers' contact information on the LMS website, so you feel free to email them if you have specific questions to EL or special education. Just as a reminder, we are on a 5-block day at Liberty Middle, and there are 5 minutes between classes. So let's look at our weekly rotation of blocks. Reminder, we do rotate weekly. However, C block always stays the same because that is our lunch block. All right, athletics. So as a 7th and 8th grader, you can play sports at Liberty Middle. On the left side are our sports that we offer at Liberty. On the right side are James Clemens High School athletic teams that our Liberty students can be a part of if they're interested. If you have any questions about athletics, please reach out to Mr. Ryan Foy. He is our athletic director. We also have so many different clubs and organizations. If your student is an 8th grader and not involved in an extracurricular activity yet, please encourage them to get involved. These are low pressure environments in which they can find new people, new friends, and find new hobbies, new interests. Middle school is meant for exploration. And so we have something for everyone, from art to run club, coding, board games, RPG, newspaper, archery. So many different options. So please visit LMS website, clubs and organizations. It will tell you the sponsor, when they meet, where they meet, all of the things that you need to know. All right, so let's talk curriculum offerings. When I say core courses, I am talking about math, language arts, social studies, and science. Those are the 4 cores. Math and language arts is a year long. Social studies and science are both semester long classes. Let's talk math. Math depends on where you are right now as a 7th grader. So if you are currently taking Math 7, you will sign up for Math 8. If you're currently taking Accelerated Math 7 and excelling in it and passing it, you will sign up for Accelerated Math 8. And then again, we also have that third option as Math Team. So if you're in Accelerated Math 7 and you're interested in Math Team, it does have other criteria, such as they compete on the weekends. So you have to have Saturdays free. There is also a fee associated with the competitions. So if you're interested in Math Team, you can reach out to Miss Lori Sheeler. She's our Math Team sponsor, and she'll be happy to answer those questions. Let's talk language arts. You have 2 options, ELA 8 or Honors ELA 8. This does not matter what you took in 7th grade. So while in math, it matters if you took Math 7 or Accelerated Math 7, that is not the same situation for English language arts. So if you're in ELA 7 and maybe your student feels a little bored and is not fast enough, maybe they're interested in honors language arts, they can definitely request it for next year. If your student is currently sitting in honors and it's a little bit too fast and they're struggling a little too much and you want to try regular language arts next year, that is fine too. My biggest piece of advice for you is reach out to your student's current ELA teacher and ask their opinion. They can give you guidance for your student as a reader and a writer and what they suggest for next year. Regardless of whether your student chooses ELA 8 or honors ELA 8, all students, all eighth graders, will have a summer reading requirement. You will be able to find that information on the Madison City Schools website if you go to Academic Secondary Instruction and Summer Reading. And it is expected that that text is read prior to the first day of school. World history, you have two options. You have world history or pre-AP world history. So the difference is pre-AP world history has more outside reading, and also it is modeled after the AP world history class at the high school level. It is important to note that you can sign up for high school AP World History without taking pre-AP World History at the middle school level. So it is not a requirement to take pre-AP in order to take AP at high school level. However, if your student is self-driven and they want a challenge, we encourage pre-AP World History. We also have standard World History where most of the work happens in class, but regardless of what you choose, both have high classroom expectations. If you're not sure which one to pick, I would reach out to your student's civics and geography teacher and ask them their opinion and guidance on which world history to choose. All right, let's talk electives. We have so many different electives for our eighth graders. Look at all of these electives. We are so lucky to offer so many electives at Liberty Middle, and so there is a little bit of something for everyone. I would just like to remind you, we encourage exploration at middle school. So we want our students to try different content areas, try fine arts, try STEM, try math electives, ELA electives. We want to expose them to different opportunities at the middle school level. There is one requirement of PE. You have to take 9 weeks of PE. You have all of your different options located on the screen. You can request 1, 2, 3, or 4 PEs. It is not guaranteed. It's only a request. But if you have a very active student who needs that movement every day, I suggest choosing 4 PEs. Just as a note, everyone gets a new uniform every year. World language. There is not a requirement for a world language. However, you can continue learning from 6th and 7th grade with world languages. So you can sign up for survey of French, Latin, German B. You also have the option of Spanish A and Spanish B. Please note, these are not high school credit courses. These are survey classes that are just meant to be a survey of the world language in order to expose them to the language. It is not a high school credit. It is 9 weeks long. We do offer high school credit classes in world language, French, German, Latin, and Spanish. These are year-long classes, and this does impact their GPA because it is a high school credit class. We also have academic teams. If your student is interested in trying chess or Scholars Bowl, Green Power, Science Olympiad, it's important to note that Green Power and Science Olympiad does require an application and acceptance, and that is found on the Liberty website. Look at all of our different fine arts options. Please note there are prerequisites. So for example, intermediate visual arts. It has a P beside it because there's a prereq of introduction to visual arts. So if your eighth grader has not taken intro to visual arts yet, they need to sign up for that one before they could take intermediate. Same thing for advanced art. If they have not taken intermediate art, they must take intermediate visual arts prior to advanced art. Same thing with theater. If intermediate theater has the prerequisite of beginning theater. Choir is open to everyone. It is a year-long elective. You do not have to have any experience. Mr. Daniels can teach you everything you need to know. But if you have a love for singing and interest in choir, we encourage you to sign up for choir. And in band, we have beginning concert, symphonic, and jazz. Just note that with jazz band, you must be in concert or symphonic in order to be in jazz band. All right, let's look at our ELA electives. Composition Workshop, Intro to Public Speaking. Both are very practical electives. Composition Workshop focuses on academic writing. Introduction to Public Speaking focuses on exactly that, public speaking, standing in front of your peers and speaking for a variety of purposes. Speech and debate, there is a prerequisite to public speaking. We have Creative Writing 1 and 2. The prereq would be 1. Yearbook and DigComm. Those are both year-long ELA electives, and they do require an application and interview, so you'll need to look at the deadlines and the information on the Liberty website for those. We have Math Explore. This is a student-driven, project-based elective. If your student loves math, this is a great option for them. Math Meets Art. It combines geometry concepts with fine arts. It's a fun, hands-on class. And Money, 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 which is focused on learning about personal finance. We do have application required electives. It is very important that you meet those deadlines and you apply and you have your teacher recs and all of the needed information prior to that deadline. So if you're interested in advanced theater, choir, AVID, digital communications, Green Power, Science Olympiad, or yearbook, you can find all of the deadlines and information on the Liberty Middle School website. All right, registration process. So there are so many resources online. So let's go ahead and go there so I can show you those. All right. Under registration, go to LMS course registration materials, and here is all of your information. So as I mentioned, the 24-25 LMS course applications and auditions, here's this information. So if you're interested in AVID, here's the letter, the application link, the deadline, and who to contact. If you're interested in advanced theater, here is the Google form for completing it, the requirements, and if you have questions, who to email. So here is all the information for the requirements for your application classes. Let's go to your course catalog. This is the middle school course catalog. You can find it online. This has all of your course descriptions. So for example, let's take a look. If you're interested in App Creators, it's a 9-week course. It's offered to 7th and 8th grade students. The prerequisite is computer science for innovators and makers. And then there is the description of the class. You can keep looking. Magic of Electrons, Medical Detectives, Orientation to Health Science, so many different options. Career Prep, that is a high school credit class. If you're an 8th grader, it's a semester-long course. It's only for 8th graders. That is another course that you could take and you will have it on your GPA, on your transcript for high school. It's for career prep. So it gives you a description of that. You can go through and look at all of these with your students. And it's important to sit down with your student and have those conversations. You can also see the LMS course request form for 8th grade. Let's open that up. The student will receive a printed copy of this. It looks like this in the front, but if they lose it, you can go to the Liberty website, print a new one off and fill it out and send it in, because I know sometimes they just don't quite make it home. So let's check it out. All right, so you'll fill out the information at the top. Remember, you can choose either ELA 8 or Honors ELA 8. For math, we've already had our conversation. It depends on what you took in 7th grade. And then you get to choose either World History or Pre-AP World History. Here are your PEs. So depending on if you want 1, 2, 3, or 4 PEs, you'll put a check mark there. And then you are going to rank your PEs up top, 1 through 4. We try to give everyone their first choice, but sometimes it just doesn't happen. So it's important to rank those PEs. You're going to tell us if you're taking band or chorus. You can't take both, but you can pick one or the other. And then this box right here is very important. If you have any notes that you want to deliver to the counselor, you can write in that section. On the back of the sheet are your elective choices. It's very important to rank 1 through 12. And here are all of your elective options. It is important to remember your prereqs. So for example, if I have not taken Introduction to Public Speaking, then I cannot request speech and debate as like a number 1 choice. I have to have those prereqs. Public speaking has to be before speech and debate. Reminder, we do have some high school credit classes. Career Prep is high school. And then French, German, Latin, and Spanish. All of those are high school credit classes. And then just reminder too, that the ones with the asterisk, those are audition or application-based classes, and you'll need to make sure you follow the procedures for those. At the bottom, you're going to sign and then turn it into your student's ELA teacher. There is also a registration sheet here. This is very helpful, and I will talk more about that in just a minute. All right, so let's go back. If you have questions about Math Course of Study, there's a video here. Parent University. We are only offering in-person Rising 6th grade Parent University, but we have a Google form right here that you're able to complete. If you have questions after this video, then right here is where you should go and complete this Google form, ask your question, and an LMS staff member will email you back. All right. And then we also have parent help sessions on February 26th in the Media Center. This is during the school day. These are small group sessions for extra help. This is not a presentation, but if you want to come to Liberty Middle School and get help and get your questions answered in person, then you just need to sign up for a slot right here. And we'll be glad to help you on that day. Okay, again, here's our clubs and organizations. You can also find information here on all of our clubs. This also has application-based stuff. So for example, if you're interested in DigCom, here's the blurb or the description of what it's about, and then here's the application information. So again, the deadline is February 23rd, so just keep in mind all of that information. All right, let's go back. Okay, so here is an example of what your 8th grader's schedule might look like. Again, your core classes, math, ELA, science, world history. So in this scenario, ELA 8 all year long, accelerated math 8 all year long. That's because they took accelerated math 7. Physical science is in one semester, world history is in the other semester. They must sign up for a PE, so they requested fitness and aerobics. Then they're going to take green architecture, career prep for high school credit, and French 1 for high school credit. So in this scenario, the student is receiving 2 high school credits in 8th grade. Here's another example. Honors Language Arts 8, Math 8, Pre-AP World History, and Physical Science. Those are your cores. Speech and Debate, because they've already taken Introduction to Public Speaking. Indoor Sports is the required PE, and they have taken Intro to Art and Intermediate Visual Arts, so they have signed up for Advanced Art. And then they're also interested in choir, so they have choir all year long. So this is a different example of what an 8th grader's schedule could look like. Let's look at another one. Language Arts 8, Accelerated Math 8, World History a semester, Physical Science a semester. Engineering Essentials is a semester-long elective in our CTE department. Orientation to Healthcare Science is another CTE elective that is a semester long. And then this student wanted 4 PEs all year. So they have outdoor, strength and conditioning, indoor, and fitness. This is important. You cannot take 2-year-long electives. The reason you can't is because there is a requirement for 9 weeks of PE. So if you're interested in a year-long class, please know you cannot take 2 of those. All right, I already mentioned, but there is an 8th grade registration worksheet. It does have the squares for you. So if you want to work with yours, this is not required, but if you want to sit down and work with your student and fill out those squares, it's very helpful in determining how many electives they may need. So here are the steps for the registration process. You are going to review the curriculum catalog with your student, look at the different options, look at the descriptions, and discuss what they may want to take. I recommend reaching out to your students' current teachers to ask their opinion on what they think. You are going to get your course request packet soon. You're going to complete it with your student, sign it, return it to the ELA teacher by February 28th. And then LMS staff members will go into the ELA classrooms and help them input their requests into PowerSchool. It is important to remember these are course requests. It is not a guarantee that they will receive any of their classes. There are a lot of things that go into building a schedule. And so based on staffing and seat capacity, it depends on which elective you may get. Again, the most important date is February 28th because that is when the form is due. All right, so this is the end of the video. Do you still have questions? If you still have questions, that's A-okay. Please go to Liberty Middle School website, click registration, course registration materials, and click registration help. Fill out that Google form, and we'll be happy to get back to you. If you want to see us in person, you can sign up for a time slot in the Media Center, and you can come in and meet us, and we'll be happy to sit down with you and answer your questions. So thank you so much for watching this video, and remember, we are here to serve you. So we are so excited you will be with us for 8th grade. So we hope you have a great day.